it would be remiss as a journalist not to ask what you think the sort of legal situation should be back here in the UK as regards protest and talk around Israel-Palestine. There's been a lot of discussion of whether rhymes like Palestine shall be free from the river to the sea should be illegal, as they are supporting a terrorist organization or implying the destruction of Israel. Where do you think the line should be?
Well, there's been an awful lot of nonsense talked about this, some of it coming from surprising authorities like the Home Secretary. The Hamas is a proscribed organization. It's illegal to support their objectives. I don't think it's illegal. It's illegal to support them. I don't think that it's illegal to support legally, lawfully, without violence, the cause which they support violently. I do not think it's illegal to say that Palestine should be a distinct state. I don't think it's illegal to say that Palestinians have a legitimate grievance. These are not necessarily my views, but they are views which it's perfectly legal to express. The mere fact that most Palestinians live in an area, Gaza, which is controlled by Hamas, does not mean to say that everything that you say in favor of the Palestinians is necessarily to be treated as equivalent to supporting Hamas. So a great many of the slogans, the demonstrations, and the flags that we've seen in the streets are not illegal at all, at least not on that ground.
So are you worried that normal freedom of expression is being imperiled?
Well, I don't think so far it's been imperiled. I think what we've seen so far is some rather silly and ill-considered statements from people who should know better. We've got to see how the situation develops. My impression, for what it's worth, is that we are tending slightly to recede from the initial feeling that all good men and true must necessarily support Israel. I think that a realization of the humanitarian consequences of the threatened Israeli invasion of Gaza has caused quite a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people to pause. And on the face of it, it looks as if an invasion of Gaza would have some of the indiscriminate qualities that people quite rightly objected to when practiced by Hamas. The notion of the just war is a form of natural law, and it was much favored by theologians and civil lawyers. I mean civil lawyers in the technical sense of the successors of the Roman law tradition. In the Middle Ages, it had virtually no practical impact on the way that wars were conducted. Current just war theories are very different because they're essentially based on treaties, in particular the various Hague and Geneva Conventions, which control the way that wars are fought. One of the rules, which has been in existence at least since 1908, Hague Convention of that year, is that you may not target civilians and you may not conduct operations in a way that will inevitably produce casualties among civilians disproportionate to those among actual fighters. Now, these are quite difficult concepts to apply to a fighting force which is not a disciplined army of the sort that people had in mind in 1908, but is a semi-organized group of, for want of a better word, thugs like Hamas.
But so should we try, though? I mean, do you feel like that's still relevant?
I mean, the difference is that more is expected of organized states like Israel with a high degree of political organization and with disciplined armed forces recognizing an orthodox hierarchy of command, so that seems to me to be perfectly clear that for the Israelis to conduct the war on a basis that indiscriminately targets civilians is contrary to international law and has been for quite a number of years. It's also contrary to international law to forcibly displace people from their homes, to blockade them in the way that Israel has been doing for, well, certainly since 2007. So there are a number of...
So you believe
issues.
Israel is breaking international law?
I certainly believe that it has done, and that what it threatens to do now would do.